This is one of the best events out there for really connecting people who have a product or service, even an idea that can benefit digital out of home.
This is a great event. Adrian and Russ put on a terrific event. Thought leadership, insight, the powerhouse of people in the industry and the backbone of the finances are here.
And everybody's really here to learn and to find new ways to really drive opportunity into the digital out-of-home marketplace, and we're very excited to be part of it.
Technology continues to evolve. There are so many interesting ways that technology is being applied to the out-of-home space today, in the digital out-of-home space.
It's a really great opportunity for us to get in front of investors, to talk about the exciting work that we're doing. Anytime we can all get together in a room and socialize and network is really great for the industry. But hearing what's happening on the cutting edge, what's happening in these really small startups, really gets us thinking bigger about where we're going to be and what we're going to be talking about next year when we come back.
Well, I think it's great how New York Digital Signage Week helps our industry, because our event, Digital Signage Expo, is annually in March, and this is really a great midway point throughout the year to catch up with everybody and get a litmus test on where the industry is going and what we can do as a show organizer to better prepare to make for a better show in March.
Both New York and London are important opportunities for the community to get together, do business together, talk about new ideas and focus the direction of the industry.
My overall impression of the Investors Conference is that it's a great place to hear from industry leaders, industry thought leaders about the space, about what's going on in digital out of home. What are the new trends? How are we using technology? How are we incorporating old technology? How are we involving mobile? What's the sweet spot between mobile and digital? To me, that's the sweet spot for me. You know, we're a public authority. We're not going to invest. I don't have millions of dollars to buy a network, but it helps us understand the market, helps us understand our place in the market, helps us work with our concessionaires in the market about how best to utilize our assets and get as much value out of our assets as possible. You can't turn off out-of-home advertising. So for brands and marketers, this is where that money should be going. There's no ad blocking happening with digital out-of-home. Digital out-of-home is here, it's real, and it's here to stay.
So, I have some M&A activity to go through. So this is something that we work with Mark Boydman and his people doing throughout the year, and we'll keep a record of the major M&A activity that we see since the last conference. I'm going to flick through them quite quickly, but hopefully not quickly enough that there's no value in me clicking through them. I think we counted 64 instances of major M&A activity globally in what we call our industry since the last conference. One of the interesting things is how active the Antipodean people have been, the Australians and the New Zealanders. Out-of-home media being one of them. One of the things that we like what these people are doing, of course, in the whole of Australia, they're using an industry association to drive their programmatic stuff forward. They're doing some really great stuff, and I think the RFP is not quite finished or complete, but there's an RFP out at the moment for a programmatic solution driven by an industry association, which is a very interesting initiative. For those of you interested in the software industry, we always say that a screen manufacturer buying a software company is a very, very bad idea. There's probably only one or two that we think have ever worked. But Christie bought Allure, which was a software company. They met at this investor conference 3 or 4 years ago, and they're working on the experiential network stuff together. So they do the menu boards in the cinema lobbies and things. So Civic Smartscapes have been doing some really clever investments. They bought Elevate Digital, which is one of the companies that we've long admired. I think Elevate Digital first came to prominence with us actually at a DPAA event when they actually put on a really cool demonstration of their whole working street furniture stuff, actually in the lobby of I think it was the Marriott when you did that one. But great company. The merger between PDJ Solomon and the French company Natixis, they now have money, so they can actually do deals, large deals with hundreds of millions of dollars deals with their own money. A couple of years ago, StrataCash presented, so Chris Regal, this was the joke, which you were too polite to laugh at. I said the large person, the big person. He's a big fella. And he came and presented 2 or 3 years ago and said, you know, I've got $100 million to spend in this space, and I think pretty much nobody believed him. But then he bought Scala. And if there's one brand in the digital signage space that's been around for 25, 30 years, major brand, this is a big acquisition. I mean, this was, for digital signage, sorry, it's a big acquisition. So Chris has effectively bought 2 of the largest brands in our space, PRN, which was valued at $370 million however many years ago, and Scala. If you're interested at all in the UK market, and you should be, PrimeSite have become all of a sudden the most acquisitive and successful out-of-home media business in the UK in the last 9-12 months, I think. They've done some really good deals. The big deal they did with Intersection and Link and British Telecom for the phone box. Again, Dirk is talking about that later on this afternoon. Huge deal. But they've now bought Airport Media, which Tom set up not very long ago, but great contracts with London Gatwick. Even great that you don't have the runway in Gatwick now. Just down to half a runway, I think, is the answer. And that's it, that's the run through. Now Mark is going to talk about the M&A stuff a little bit more detail.